Manila.
Doon pa lang, panalo na ako eh.
Bago natin simulan itong review natin sa Trese, may dalawang bagay lang akong gustong ipauna sa lahat. Una, mahal ko po ang ating bansang Pilipinas at pinagmamalaki ko po ako isang Pilipino. Ikalawa, ang akin pong ipaglilingkod sa inyo ngayong review ay batay sa naging anime adaptation ng Netflix. Hindi po ito nakapatungkol sa ating mga kababayang manunulat. Kaya po sa mga Pinoys dyan, hinahinay po, hinihingi ko po ang inyong buong pag-unawa. Maraming salamat po. Okay, now that's out of the way. Fuck Trese! All my homies hate Trese! No, chill! That was just a joke. Okay, chill. Marami-rami din ako natanggap na hate comments from the last video like this. Why you always commenting who likes Naruto better? Is your choice, bruh? Okay, understandable. And have guts that Gojo copied Kakashi. Damn, sobrang OP ni Gojo, kaya niyang kumopya ng character sa ibang franchise. Sabay, I'm gonna turn this notif off and I won't reply back. Hey man, the animation of JJK is better than Naruto. Okay, good point. Yeah, that's right. But don't forget Naruto is released the age of legendary anime like Dragon Ball and One Piece. Wait, what? That's why you can ever compare that piece of shit on Naruto. Yes, Naruto animation is maybe low quality, but when it comes to their story, what? JJK is just a piece of shit. Ooh, here's some good comment na may source to back their opinion. Here's the link and go and see. Okay, let's see.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Okay, no, seriously. Alam ko naman na most of them are just kids on the internet na hindi nakakaintindi when sa joke or not. Basta alam lang nila once you talk shit on their favorite anime, bruh, they will channel the power of friendship and banish to the shadow realm. So bilang isang responsable at manonoying nakatatanda dito, ako na ang maunang magsabi na hindi natin sila kailangan patulan. Dahil alam nyo na, di magandang tingnan ng isang respectable adult na tulad ko ay pumapatol pa sa bata. So intindihin na lang natin sila and let's proceed to the review. Ulul! Ikaw kingin mong bata ka! Trese ay ang pinakabagong bagay mula sa ating kultura ng pinarata sa atin ng mga Amerikano since that bar in DC and Charis Pempenko. Okay, kidding aside. Kung online ka this past few weeks, for sure nabalitaan mo na itong Netflix original animated series na hango sa isang comics na gawa ng Pinoy with their millions of marketing materials across social media and that billboards not obvious namang promotional strategy. Kasi naman, bukod sa imposibleng abutin yung billboard, ano naman pala ng gagawa niyan? Well, bukod siguro sa diehard fan ng Pedro Penduko na hindi matanggap na Trese yung nagkaroon ng Netflix adaptation.
Kung bahala sa'yo.
Ngayon, if wala ka talagang idea, let me speedrun the synopsis for you. Trese ay isang horror team action fantasy Netflix original animated series na hango sa isang comics na gawang Pinoy. Ang manunulat itong si Budgetan na binigyang buhay naman ni Caljo Baldissimo, illustrated and draw the comics. Ang story nito ay maiikot kay Alexandra Trese na isang babae lang mandirigma as she maintains the balance between humans and underworld or karitaan, or in simpler terms, mga engkanto at aswang. Yes, sa universe na ito, ang mga engkanto at ang mga tao ay namumuhay sa isang society and not just your typical humans good, monsters bad, lazy writing dynamic, which are every supernatural or fantasy stories in the Philippine world. Insert every Metro Manila Film Festival entry here. And para sa akin, is the most single wasted potential of this series na i-discuss ko later on. But for now, let's discuss first the elephant in the room, which is by far the most polarizing and the most controversial take that you can have right now sa social media, more than the Weebs versus K-pop stance, which is the Filipino voice acting job of Trese.
Ano ba? Hindi ito oras para pumorma sa mga taga rito.
Trese is a 6-episode series that has around 25 minutes of runtime per episode without the OP and the AD. But it took me 5 hours to finish the series, which I know is halos doble ng mismong runtime nito. And I'm not that whip enough to watch every OP and AD of all episodes. Except sa'yo ko ay kumontat OP and AD sa banger. At kahit i-consider natin yung time na in-examine ko yung plot ng series, 5 hours is just too long. And the reason behind it was the combination of voice acting and script writing. Kada episode I found myself replaying a scene multiple times, not because I need to appreciate the plot, trust me, okay? But because I was constantly switching into different dubs from Filipino to English to Japanese just to properly understand some of the lines and para mas maintindihan ko yung emotions ng mismong characters na nagsasalita in a particular scene. As said kanina, this was a combination of two factors, the VA, mainly Lisa's performance, and the script writing. So let me elaborate on that. Okay, yes, I will say it. I'm sorry, but the Filipino dub is just objectively bad. Di ko sinasabi na all of them are trash. There were some notable performances from the Filipino BAs like Nuno and Amang Paso, but all in all, it was just a production miss. Di ko na gaanong gigisain si Lisa sa naging performance niya because ito sa low-hanging fruit at this moment, to be honest. And di naman talaga ako nag-expect ng malanaw to yaman performance. And I know what I'll be getting from her from the moment na i-announce yung Trese, not because I don't think she's a good actress, don't get me wrong, but alam ko kasing acting and voice acting ay dalawang magkaibang mundo.
What are you doing?
FBI, open up!
So aside from the no-brainer critique na walang emotion, di bagay yung accent niya, I just have two questions for her. First is why accept the role if you're not ready? Lalo na for a lead role because alam ko namang deep inside she knows that she's not ready for it from the moment na sinubukan niyang mag-VA on her own nang matanggap niya yung offer. And the second question is, where the fuck does she records? Sa loob ng container through a CDR King headset, there were some scenes na sobrang obvious nung biglang difference ng sound quality ng voice recording niya. I'm not sure kung dahil lang ba ito sa headset ko, so take this one with a grain of salt if you will. Pero sa mga parts na lang kasi may ganong issue, so maybe I'm onto something here. Now regarding naman dun sa script writing aspect, what I hated the most na nag-contribute sa failure ng VA is how poorly translated some of the lines. Dahil from what I suspect, the main script is English and translate lang nila in Filipino for Filipino dub, which for me is unacceptable dahil ang settings of the story is dito sa Pilipinas. Yes, sabihin na natin English din naman yung source material na comics, but it doesn't sold well in video format kapag da-translate mo lang yung English script na ginawa in Filipino, kaya some of the lines were awkwardly translated like on this scene for example.
That dizzy dame thought she was going to be a player. But she ended up as the chips.
Akala ng ignoranting babaeng yun ay tumatayasa. Pero siya pala sa huli ang ipinangtaya.
The English line has more impact dahil sa native sa language nila yung naging poker or gambling scheme. Pero nung translate ito sa Tagalog, it sounds forced, kaya it does not have the same weight or impact to it tulad nung sa English line. The reason kung bakit nahihirapan iintindihin ng viewers yung Filipino dub is not because malalim yung Tagalog or whatsoever, but it was translated from an English script which should be the other way around. Kaya in the end, pinanood ko yung Filipino dub with English subtitle para lang maintindihan ko ng maigi yung mga episodes. So yeah, I take one for the team. Alam ko naman mga sopi pinanood yung Trese in Japanese dub dahil sa mga whips kayo. Kaya ako na magsasakripisyo para din yun nasapitin yung parusa ng Filipino dub. Kaya may utang kayong like and subscribe. But honestly, I would love to watch the whole thing in Japanese dub for my weeb soul. Pumipig lang sa akin yung next thing na gusto ko i-discuss. The god-awful, horrendous, atrocious, sickening, abominable pacing. Ito yung bagay na pinaka-nakalulungkot sa lahat. And it still breaks my heart to talk about this. Trese has the potential to be a great animated series, hindi lang dito sa Pilipinas but also internationally. And the reason because of that is yung nabanggit ko earlier. Budgetan introduced us to a whole new world kung saan namumuhay yung mga tao, engkanto, aswang at mga lamang lupa in one functioning society. And ito was set in a modern timeline which is unheard of dito sa Pilipinas. Dahil lagi na lamang paulit-ulit na pinalalabas dito yung dynamic na human good, engkanto bad, lazy story writing ng mainstream TV or film industry natin dito. Or di naman kaya kung may fantasy aspect is laging separate yung mundo nila. Always di dapat malaman ng mga tao yung existence ng mga otherworldly creatures. Kaya naman, I'm genuinely bothered how the pacing single-handedly massacred the potential of the entire series. Para sa mga hindi pa nakakapanood, let me explain it to you in gamer terms. Do you remember yung first time ka naglaro ng Battle Royale games like Ross, COD, PUBG or Guns or whatever? Ang gusto ko ipaintindi sa inyo, yung experience nung first game mo, the very first match na nilaro mo. Yung experience na, oh shit, nasa helicopter na ako, oh shit, saan ba maganda bumaba, oh shit, saan ba may baril, oh shit, may kalaban, oh shit, may bumabaril na, naka-boxers pa ako, oh shit, bakit may countdown, oh shit, bakit pinilit yung playable area. Ganun kagulo yung naging pacing ng story, especially on the very first episode. Like, oh shit, nagkaroon ng zombie apocalypse MRT? To, oh shit, may white lady na patay? Question mark. Oh shit, may palenk yung mga aswang? Oh shit, namatay yung mama niya? Question mark, question mark. Oh shit, may power siya para makita kung sino kalaban? To, oh shit, may off-screen na mga nawawalang tao? Question mark, question mark, question mark. Oh shit! Sunod-sunod mga events and characters yung gustong ipakilala sa viewers in such short period of time with matching flashbacks in between. Isabay mo pa yung hard to comprehend translated from Google na Filipino script and your brain fucking ceased to function. Di ko alam kung monkey brain lang ba ako or what, but that first episode was a roller coaster and not a roller coaster sa IKEA. I mean yung roller coaster sa mga pere na isang bahing lang ng konduktor, you will end up in a Final Destination movie. And this is the catch. That first episode is the only episode na may silbi sa buong series aside from the last episode and the very amateurish presentation of backstory in black and white sa kada intro or before the OP ng bawat episode. So if you plan to speedrun tong Trese, you can just watch the first episode, then watch the intro before the OP of episodes 2 and 5, and finish with the episode 6, and you will still fully understand the main plot of the series. Because lahat ng other parts ng series, bukod sa essential parts na na-mention ko, feels like a filler episode, or seems episodic that doesn't move the plot, na nilagay lang to showcase the
day in the life of babayang mandirigma Alexander Trese.
Most of the parts just happened because, why not? There was a zombie apocalypse. Why? Gusto lang nila. Maybe gets ko siya kung this is a one-time thing or a one-shot if you will. Just a short-term project for Netflix to captivate Filipino audiences, like when they used that Manila shit on Money Heist, or some foreign YouTuber na humihina na yung views kaya kumain na lamang ng Filipino dishes. Pero hindi eh. It is a possibility of season 2 at the end of the last episode. So clearly, they are considering it as a long-term project, which is the most infuriating of all. Kung may plano pala kayong dugtungan to, bakit ganito yung ginawa nyo sa season 1? Bakit yung ginawang mala Cartoon Network yung format na bunch of episodic shit in the middle at in the end yung main plot? And by main plot, they did a fucking information dump episode. And don't start me with the awfully cringe walk points na in-integrate nila sa series. Don't get me wrong, I know that these issues are important and it help us to remind the bigger issues of the real world. Pero hindi naman yung ganito, na poorly executed na sobrang halat ng ginawa lang nila for funding just to score that plus walk points. And with this scene,
Darating na ang pagbabago.
fuck! Ramdam ko talagang something died inside of me, not because of any political reasons, but how they obnoxiously want that level 100 wokeness. And by the final moments of the series, akala ko Fast and Furious na yung pinapanood ko eh, because of how many times they beat that family line to death that it lost all its meaning.
Pero hindi matitilang ang
Anyway, this has gone way too long for a video that will be watched by just 20 people maximum. Now to answer the question, how will I fix Trese? If I Mendoza will be J. Oliva during this project, what will I do? The answer is not by changing the VAs or giving the animation project to a Japanese company. That is a very cheap answer. Parang binigyan mo lang ng band-aid yung may cancer niyan. Ang gagawin ko is, I will channel all my web knowledge and focus on world building. I will take all my isekai knowledge and focus on introducing the world of Trese, kung saan ang mga tao at mga engkanto, aswang, lamang lupa at iba pa ay namumuhay sa isang society. I will focus on showing how the society works, anong role ng mga bawat clans or races sa isa, paano sila nakikisalamuha sa other races, elaborating how magic, equipments, and power works in this world, hindi yung out of norm may parang metallic detector na tansa na ginagamit which makes it like a laser plot device. And while doing all of that, I will integrate and explain the role of Alexander Trese in this society. Di ko pa showcase lang yung character through fight scenes or just solving the cases left to right like Detective Conan. But I will give a proper depth to her by emphasizing on the fact na anak siya ng pinaka-OP na taong nabuhay na si Anton Trese. And the audience will watch how will she overcome living in the shadow of her great father and patunayan na hindi siya ang next Anton Trese but the new Alexander Trese. And I will end the season 1 with the introduction of Dato Talagbusaw, the god of fucking war. That will expand the world that he introduced dahil hindi lang pala mga engkanto, aswang, lamang lupa ang meron sa mundong ito kundi meron din pala mga Diyos na involved. That will give the season 2 the hype that it needs. That's it. That will be the season 1. Kaya ba yun ng 6 episodes lang? Yes, I think kaya naman. 6 episodes are more than enough for a proper and great world building, which is always a much needed recipe for the success of a fantasy series like Trese. Okay, naisip kong subukan bigyan ng score yung show, and this might be the first and only time I will do it. Depende siguro sa magiging feedback nyo. The score will be on the pinned comment of this video, para din you can voice your opinion on it. So check it out below, and let us have a civil and proper discussion, not like this piece of shit!